Welcome to Publishing Power. It is my pleasure to be here with you again today. And we have Kristina Stanley from Fictionary. Welcome, Kristina.
Hey, JoEllen, it's great to be back again. We're covering the 38 fictionary story elements. And today we're at the final one that falls under the plot elements. So we've covered all of the character elements, and now we're at the last one for plot. And then next we're going to have a look at the setting elements. So today we're covering an element called reader knowledge gained.
Okay. Reader knowledge gained. It sounds like this is kind of behind the scenes. Tell us more and how this affects our characters within the story.
Okay, so the point of this element is really to catch plot holes and inconsistencies in your stories. So, knowledge gained is something that the reader learns, but the protagonist does not. So, it'll be a scene where your protagonist is not in the scene. And some revelation happens, which you've already recorded. And the trick here is now you're going to go, okay, but the protagonist is not in this scene. So you want to take that information and put it down in reader knowledge gained. And what this will do is as you're revising your story, you can then look at scenes where your protagonist is in. And if they do something that they would only do because they knew that piece of information, or if they say something that they would only say if they knew it, that's a plot hole because they don't know that information yet. And you can use this in along with the character elements with the point of view knowledge gained, where if you have a revelation come out and the reader knows it at a certain point in your story, then pop that in when the protagonist finds out about it and you can keep track. And so as you move scenes around and things, you'll always know, did I get something out of line where the protagonist doesn't know?
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So they're going to look into this and see what they've written that we know, but the character should not know. And then we need to highlight that and fix it and make sure
Mhm.
that it's all working well together. And I'm guessing we have to dig into our scenes again. What
Yes,
is
and so this is a good one to do when you're doing revelation
okay?
because typically revelations are the key things that the reader and the characters need to know,
Mhm.
right? So you've already done the work of pulling those out. So when you're doing your revelation, you just need to look and see, is the protagonist in that scene? And if the answer is no, put that information in the reader knowledge gained. And if they're in the scene, put it in the point of view knowledge gained. So you know all the way through. And when you look at these together, you can then see where things fit and does it logically make sense. And particularly, like I mentioned, when you move scenes around, go back and look at these and see, are they now out of order? Did the protagonist do something before they knew about it?
Right, right. Yeah, it's a lot of work here. It's a lot of work. I love going behind the scenes here. It kind of lets everyone see what the editor is doing on your behalf and all that information that is used because it's a lot. And I think, it's really good to use this as self-editing because you know your characters best. You can follow it, but you will find all of your weaknesses and you will become stronger and better. So you are learning a lot here. And if you're having trouble with this, then of course, mention these things and the editor can go in and specifically spot them for you because that's the value of a professional, a third person, neutral person who is looking at this with fresh eyes. So, okay, so we're digging into our scenes again. Reader knowledge gained. Anything else we want to cover today?
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone it does seem like a lot of work, but after you go through this once, you'll know these things. And when you write your next novel, it's going to be easier. And for an editor, as you go through, the first time you edit a book in this way, it's going to be hard. But as you go through it the second and the third time, it's going to become second nature that you always look at the elements in your client's story to help them make it a better story. So we do know that it's a lot of work, but it will help everyone around tell a better story. And so as we move from the plot elements, we're going to go into the last third, which are the setting elements.
Exciting stuff. So we'll be back again soon to continue on our journey with the 38 story elements. Thank you for joining us again today, Kristina.
Thank you, JoEllen. See you soon.